Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you. As you can probably tell right off the bat, this audio sounds a lot better. I got a brand new microphone. I am not recording with the microphone on my gaming headset, and I'm really excited about this. Did some testing and it sounds really good. I think the audio is much cleaner, so I'm looking forward to doing content in the future, especially when we do more of the preview review stuff. I think that's going to be really more entertaining to listen to. So today, Indycar launched their 100 Days to Indy teaser for their new documentary that'll be airing on CW. It's a 6-part series that follows the 2023 IndyCar season leading up to the Indianapolis 500. Really excited for this. Obviously, it gets compared quickly to Drive to Survive, but I think it's going to be somewhat slightly different than that. So I'm very curious to see how this is done. It's only a minute 30 teaser, so we're going to watch it real quick and then talk about some expectations and hopes for it as it goes through.
The Indianapolis 500 is our mecca. It's our Super Bowl.
It's the largest single-day sporting event in the world, so it's a crowd like no other. And it's a very tough race to win.
I still have butterflies, still get nervous before the start.
This place chooses the winner every time, and you gotta earn it.
It's going to be a great day. Let's be part of history.
The Indy 500 is the one event in the world that can take your name to an entirely new level.
It's dangerous, but that's the thrill of it as well.
IndyCar is just so competitive. You make one little mistake, there are 26 other cars out there, and they will beat you.
For 17 races, we got to go out and do our job.
I'll do like anything to win the 500.
I think this season is going to be tough. Real tough.
I get to drive race cars for a living, which I think it's every man's dream, bro.
Win the championship, win the 500. Those are the main goals always. We've actually had a very poor performance at the Indy 500. It's unacceptable.
We are red flag.
We're risking our lives, but it's what we want to do. It's what we love.
Let's go. Let's go.
I just want to beat every out there. I don't care. They should try hard. Nah.
All right, so pretty cool. I actually watched it earlier today when it dropped. So this is probably the third or fourth time that I've watched it. I like it a lot. I think it's really well done. I think the video quality on some of the action footage is really good. So I hope that continues on through the series. And I think they picked some good drivers. I know some people are like, oh, they picked some boring drivers right away, but I feel like that's just kind of the normal keyboard warrior crowd right there. But so on to my hopes for this. Right, so as I was saying, quickly it gets compared to Drive to Survive. I think that's a bad idea if IndyCar wants to go down that route. That's not what the goal needs to be. Do your own thing. I get you want the outcome that Drive to Survive helped with as far as viewership and all that kind of stuff like that, and I don't disagree with that concept. My hope is that the 6-part series goes really well. They get people not only watching the documentary, but hopefully more eyes on IndyCar as well too. And then, and I think it's done really well the first season as far as going into the Indy 500, because obviously that is the biggest race on the IndyCar calendar. So really smart to go up into it, all the pageantry, everything that goes around with that. So I hope that all gets documented in it as well too. But my hope is that then that parlays into the full season following through the IndyCar series. And I think one advantage they have is that it's not obviously live, but they're going to be releasing them pretty soon after the races happen, or it's going to be as close to live as you can get, whereas Drive to Survive, you're watching the prior season as it leads into the new season. And so I think, again, two very different things. The one other thing that I really think is super important for IndyCar, and one thing that I recently have been thinking about a lot that is kind of keeping their growth down, is the fact that they're not good at getting the drivers out in public. We hear the phrase all the time, the racing's amazing, and it is, but people aren't watching. And so you have to think about what's different about it. Now, it's all spec car. Obviously they can change suspension, some other dampers, things like that. But the car itself, the look of the car is the same. When I was growing up, it was the cars and the stars. Everybody knew who Michael Andretti was. Everybody knew who Al Unser Jr. was. So you had drivers, yes, but the cars as well too were the attraction. Now the cars aren't really the attraction at this point. So you need to get the drivers out there. You got to get them in front of people, and repeatedly. So just going on, the media run, the ESPN, the late night talk shows after winning the Indy 500 doesn't do it. You can go to auto shows and everything like that, but you got to get the drivers out repeatedly over and over again. Keep putting them in front of the same people over and over again. If you put them out in front of one audience once for 30 seconds and then that's it, and think, well, I don't understand why we didn't grab a couple. Well, how can you really, get someone's personality out there? It's got to be repetitive over and over again. That's why you look at like the growth of Bus Bros for Scott McLaughlin and Joseph Newgarden. Huge. The content they're doing is awesome. It's really good. It's engaging. The fans obviously love it. You go on a race week and everyone's yelling Bus Bros at them. People are talking Bus Bros, wearing the merch. And it's a repetitive thing. So I think that's the biggest thing that IndyCar needs to take out of it, is that they can hopefully get their drivers out. There's a lot of really great drivers in the series, but they have really funny personalities and they get along well. And I get that doesn't necessarily bode well for TV. You want hate, you want all that kind of drama and everything. And maybe that'll come out. Maybe it is happens more often than we know about it as fans. But that's kind of my hope, is that you can get the drivers out there and get them more exposure. And I think that'll help with the viewership in a whole for the series, which would be great. We have to remember that here in the States, most of these drivers could walk down the street and no one would know who they are. This isn't Formula One, where it's obviously very popular in Europe and outside of the United States. Those drivers are huge athletes in their own countries. So it's very different. You get people that are very devoted to those drivers, even more so than the teams in some respects. And so that's where you can't compare the two. I'm not trying to compare the two. I'm just saying they're two very different things. But I think, I don't think that IndyCar is ever going to get to NFL viewership levels. I mean, it'd be great if it did, but it's never going to happen. But where you can get to more healthy viewership numbers and grow the sport more and get more people into it, I think the drivers are where it needs to be the focus. So I'm really looking forward to this series. I think it's going to be great. I don't think it can be a bad thing for certain. But I'd love to know in the comments section what you are expecting for this, what your hopes are for this. What would you like to see them do in the future? What would you like to see for IndyCar going forward in general? So I'm also going to link IndyCar's YouTube channel in the description so you can share the video with others. I've been sharing it on my socials and getting it out there so that more and more people can hopefully see it and tune into it and watch it. But that's it for now. Quick video, but wanted to get that out there, and hopefully everyone can enjoy that over the next few months as well as the season. So thank you as always for watching. I appreciate it very much. Take care, everybody. We will talk to you soon. Bye.